What's up, pack members? It's Leader Spirit the Alpha here, and I know I have not made a video for like a month. I know. Well, it's like I mentioned a month ago. My camera broke and I couldn't find inspiration, but now I decided I want to get back into filming some videos. I don't know if I'm going to do video game videos for a while because I feel like my new camera just does not pick up game audio that well. I mean, I will try in the future with some test filming, but I don't know. I might not be able to do video game videos anymore. But whatever the case is, let's go and get started with this video. So I thought I would do a review on the Lego Voltron set. I forgot if this was a Lego idea set or not, but this is a gift I got back on Christmas. Yeah, back during Christmas in like 2000 and I don't know, like 2019, 2020, one of those two dates, whichever one it was. It was a Christmas gift for my grandmother. And it actually is a really cool set. So, pretty much, this Voltron is based off of the Netflix original show, Voltron Legendary Defender. I have not watched it, but I have heard of other similar shows, such as Voltron Force, which was a Nicktoons show. They say that one was not good, but I don't know anything about it because I never watched any Voltron show. But I think the concept of this set is really cool. So I'm going to show each lion on its own, and then I'll do the Voltron formation. So we're going to start off on the left-hand side. This is the yellow lion. Looks pretty cool. And it has this, I'm guessing it's supposed to be a cannon or something. Like I said, I don't really watch the show, so I don't know for sure. And the thing about articulation on these things, some of them have better articulation than others. Like this one here, the front legs are very stiff because that's a part of the Voltron formation, which we'll get to later on. But the back legs can move almost all the way around, and you have some articulation on the legs and then the feet as well. And then we have the tail back here. It also has some articulation. And, of course, each mouth opens. And I like how it has the extra teeth to add, a little bit more variety rather than just, a plain, lower mouth. So, yep, pretty nice. And, yeah. So, that was the yellow one, and each one has their number on it. So this is number 5, obviously. Anyway, moving on to the next one, the blue lion. And, yep, this is number 4. And, like I said before, the front leg articulation is not the best, but the back leg is fine. The reason why I have it at an angle is because the way I set this up, it kind of is forced to have the back leg at an angle, and it's got to line up that way so it does stand. Like shown, the lions do stand. But yeah. So, and same thing, have tail articulation, the feet and lower legs articulate. And like the other one, this one also has an opening mouth that also has the teeth, which is pretty cool. So, yep, that there was the blue lion. Now, we're moving on to my personal favorite of the lions, the black lion. So, this is the biggest one by far, and this one obviously has the most variety to it. It has the head. Now, unfortunately, there's next to no articulation on this one. I mean, you can move the wings or whatever up top a little bit if you want to, but really the only articulation you have is on the front legs, and they're very limited. And like I said before, tail. This tail is a little bit more restricted. It can move like forward and back and bend a little, but it can't move side to side. And this is number 1, obviously, because this is the leader. And as for the head, unlike the first two, this head can actually rotate all the way around. You have a little articulation on the ears for this one, but that's not really that big a deal. And of course, the mouth does open. I can't pull it down too far, else you'll see the part of the transformation. But that's okay. So, this one has the least bit of articulation out of all of them, in my opinion. but it's still one of the coolest ones. So, yep, that was the black one, and it's okay for it to bend down like that. It's okay. It doesn't like to stand up very good. Anyhow, we're moving on to the green line next, and pretty much this one is pretty simple. It actually has articulation in the hip, or I don't know what you'd call it, the abdomen, the central abdomen. And so it can move from side to side. So if you want, you can give it like a line on the prowl pose or whatever. It's number 3, obviously. The tail is a lot shorter, so it doesn't have much movement to it. This one can only move forward and back and bend, so that's a little, just restrict your articulation. The legs, whoops, and I dropped it. The legs can move a little bit, not all the way around, but, of course, and again, you got the articulation on the legs. And then the head can actually move side to side, not up and down, but side to side if I can get a hold of it. This one's a little stiff. This one and the red line have stiff joints. Although, unlike the first 3 lines, there's no mouth opening, so the mouth was just kind of stuck in that position. But it does have some teeth detail. Oops. And I knocked off an ear, which is nice. 1 second. Let me reattach that real quick. Technical difficulties. But, yeah. First, we're done with the green line anyway. So, let's pick the camera back up. And let's move on to the red line, the final one of the bunch. So, pretty much the same thing as the green line. You have central abdomen articulation. This one's just a little stiff, like I said. You got the front leg articulation, the back legs move. I think the back legs move. Yeah. And again, the tail is, again, only 2 joints, but can move up and down and bend, but not side to side or all around. This is number 2, obviously. See, I think this is actually the first one to have like a one that's actually a longer plate rather than just a simple 4x4 plate, or I mean like a square plate rather than a rectangle plate rather than a square plate. Well, actually, the black one actually had more of an incline or ramp kind of piece for its number, which is still pretty cool. And again, the mouth doesn't open, but it does have the teeth detail, at least on the top, and I bumped the camera with it. So, yeah, that there was all 5 lines, but of course, for those who know Voltron, we got to form all 5 lines into Voltron. So let's go ahead and do the transformation or formation. And I don't know if I can do this one-handed, so I'm going to have to set the camera down for this, for the most part. So, yep, let's do that. So start off with the yellow line. I think I can do it like this. Let's push some of these lines aside that way so I have more space to do it. Okay, so to start off with the yellow line, we're going to go in. I have to pull down this piece first. Like kind of snap the part here and kind of twist it. Yeah, snap it here and coming forward to it, you hear this click. And then for the back legs, if I can do it, like twist it like this and do the same thing on the other side. And you can hear just by the sound that it's not meant to be done like that, but or that it's stiff, but it's okay. And whoops, yeah, it's bound to come apart. The joints, during transformation, that's just normal. So, yep, then after that, same thing with the upper ones, you just fold them in a little, fold them in the same way, up top. Yep, and I'm trying to reattach stuff as it goes. So I think that's almost how you want them to look, although you can lean them down a little if you want to, which I probably will actually. Let me fix that. Yeah, it's good. And then, we're going to actually turn this here, and we're going to take the tail, twist it around, and tuck it down here. So, yep, now that that's nice and tucked in, the yellow line is complete. Push that aside. Moving on to the blue one, pretty much the same thing. We're just going to tuck the tail in first, pull these up on the top, and let's go and snap this here, lock it in place, and again, just fold the legs in. I guess you can fold the legs in first if you want to, and then push them into a more proper position. That's as far as it will go. I think blue line's done too. Yep, that's good. So yeah, we'll save the black line for last since that's the key component. So I think the red and the green lines have the exact same transformation. It's just folding the legs. Like so. Now actually keep the tail upward. Okay, not this position, but this position. So it's facing upward. Yeah, you definitely want to do that for this, at least for now. And you can, you actually want to flip these around so the legs don't get in the way, because you definitely want the studs, or pegs to be sticking out. You definitely want to give them clearance, because that's a part of the connection. And then you can keep in that position for now, or you can turn it. But I'm going to wait to adjust it when we actually get to it. And same thing for the red one. I don't think I really need to explain this again. Just transform it. There we go. I think that's about it. Yeah, there we go. Set that there. I'm going to move these parts aside. Push these to your side for now. And let's move on to the black line. So this one's already in full downward position because it fell over, I mentioned that. So for this one, this is actually the most complicated transformation because it actually requires you to remove some stuff. So, at the start, you want to remove the back legs. Doesn't matter what order you're doing. There's some stuff you gotta do in order, but okay. To start things off, you want to remove the back legs, like so, and we'll take care of those in just a second. Actually, yeah, let's go and reattach them. So, they were in this position, like the downward position. This is it facing up, by the way. They're in like this feral almost position. You just want to take them off and cock them or replace them into like a human or bipedal stance position. And be sure to pull the feet down. Make sure they're nice and straight. And make sure it's a straight line, not curved, otherwise it will interfere with the transformation. Next up, just like I mentioned before, or just like the back legs, take off the, knock off the head. Hang on. There we go. Nice and secure. So you gently pop off both of these, and before you reattach them, you actually gotta take out the wings, or fold them out like that, and I'll make the full extension when we go back, and then reattach the legs or the sides again, but make sure that they're actually, here we go, and connect them like so. So that red line, and you want those incline pieces right there to be on the bottom, otherwise it will look strange, or it won't work. Okay. There, so now once that is in its iconic armor-like shape, I think we're about ready to form Voltron. All that's left to do now is just take the tail and fold it in the back. Make sure it's proper. There we go. That's better. And now we're ready to combine them. So let's form Voltron. So it's also worth knowing that everything is color code. So blue on blue, yellow on yellow. So yep. And you just kind of want to be careful. And if I can get this in, gently slip it into the hole and connect it. Make sure it's nice and secure. Good. And same thing with when I'm just doing this off camera. Make sure it's nice and secure. There we go. Okay. Now that's standing. And for these, I'm just going to kind of show off. I can't connect them with one hand, but make sure the pegs are on this side right here. And yeah, I think red goes that way. Yeah, red on this side, green on the other. So I'm just going to go and attach them real quick. Yeah, I swear I cannot do this one-handed. That would be a pain. Okay, so after that, now you can fold in the tails like that so they don't interfere. Or that's why I mentioned don't fold them in right away, otherwise they probably interfere with the connecting. And then for the back, extend the wings to their full height and make sure they're locked. Then push them to the side. And first we'll just go and do it now. Then pull down the mouth and the head all the way. That forms Voltron's face. And now for the last little bit, pretty much right here, I'm bringing in these two pieces right here. These are pieces that actually could not connect to the lions themselves. I just set them aside so they won't interfere with the review. We have the sword and the shield, so pretty much like the sword goes in the green, the shield goes in the red. So I'm going to go and position this properly. Or did I get it right? Oh, snap. Actually, I put these on the wrong side now I think about it. Alright. I just noticed how they're designed. So I got that wrong. All you Voltron fans, forgive me. Green goes on right side, red goes on left side. I'm sorry I messed that up. That's embarrassing. And yeah, tail came off. Okay. Yeah, anyhow. Error. If I could get this, there it goes. Now, as I was saying, so yellow, I can't even get my colors right now. Okay, so there we go. That's the way it should be. Red on the left, green on the right. So there we go. And now for this should be pretty easy. So, we take this piece right here and connect that to the lower side of the red hand. And this piece upward here. There I go and connect it there. So we have the sword. And now for the shield. This is pretty self-explanatory. Like, have this little peg here and just connect it into this little socket. The socket thing would actually be outside of the hand usually, but I find it easier to just do it like this. Just stick that in there. And bam, we have ourselves Lego Voltron. So overall, I think it's a really cool set. It is definitely more of the collector side rather than the play, like functionality side, but it's still a really cool piece of Lego work. It's a couple years old at this point, but I have to say, I'm actually quite impressed that Lego came up with this, because I remember back in my childhood, back in like 2011, 2012, when like Power Rangers Samurai was like airing or whatever, I took one of my old Lego sets, it was already broken anyway, kind of add a few little axles or whatever and little other pieces and kind of formed it to where it could be like a Megazord kind of, but that was just a single Zord, kind of inspired by the Bull Zord from Power Rangers Super Samurai. But, and then a couple years later, like I said, I got this in like 2019, something like that. Formed this, and I have to say, the fact that Lego managed to come up with like a functionality where 5 like animal robots could combine into one giant model robot, I thought that's really cool. Lego sometimes just goes like above and beyond to impress. But overall, I do think this is really cool. He does have some weight to him, but overall, he is a big set too. Like, definitely on the cooler side. And for the most part, I do keep him in Voltron mode. I usually only take him apart to line mode in order to show off the transformation or whatever. But whatever the case, I think that just wraps up this video. So, it feels good to be back on YouTube. I'll try to make more videos if possible. And like I said before, I might not do any video game videos for a while because I just don't know if my camera will pick up the audio properly. But, whatever happens will happen. So, I'll see what happens. And my uploads might be a little slower, but who knows. I'll find inspiration in one day. But whatever the case, that just about wraps up this video. So until next time, this is Spirit the Alpha signing out. I'll see you guys back in the pack.